So the topic for today's session that we will be discussing is actually AI Builder, which is one of the best features of Power Platform. So as of today's agenda, we will be talking about Power Platform overview, a general one like what it is, what are the different components of it, and then we will give you a understanding of AI Builder, like what are the different components of AI Builder, how to use AI Builder and stuff. And I'll try to give you some live demos, and then finally I will share some learning resources at the end of the session. So let's start with Power Platform overview. Now, what is Power Platform? Like the Power Platform is a set of tools that allows you to rapidly develop any applications or workflows. Now, it is formed of different components that you already know. Like the first one that comes into picture is the Power Apps. Now, what is Power Apps? It's basically used to build custom applications. Now, there are two types of custom applications that you can build. One is a Canvas app, another one is a model-driven app. Now, a question may arise, why the heck two types of apps? We can go for one single type of app. Now, this Canvas app is basically an app where you are being given a blank canvas to paint. Okay, you have to draw a picture of a sunset. Okay. Think of something like you can put the trees anywhere you want. You can put the sun anywhere you want. It's up to you. On the contrary, model-driven apps are one sort of a data-first approach, and there is a very restricted designing things that you can do on your model-driven apps. So it's more or less like paint by number. So you have seen paint by numbers where everything is done. You have to go and put colors in it. These colors are basically data that you just plug in. So much easier to do. Next comes the Power Automate. Now, Power Automate, as you see, it's basically creating workflows like normal processes that you do in your daily day-to-day life. What we do is like Power Automate helps you automate that entire process so that it's very effective for you as well as it saves your time. Power Virtual Agent, which is now known as Copilot Studio, is basically used to create chatbots. Next comes the Power BI, which is basically data analytics, and Power Pages is the external facing website for B2C scenarios. After this comes the other part, which are called connectors. Now, a connector is something where you connect to different data sources. Say, think you are owner of a warehouse, okay? And you want your raw materials to come from different places. Say you want the raw materials to come from Sydney, another one from Melbourne, another one from Adelaide, etc., etc. So you create a bridge, like something like a road or a bridge to get those materials. These connectors are basically that. These are basically a proxy of a wrapper or a wrapper around the APIs. To connect to your data sources, it can be both internal and external. And there are like 1,000+ inbuilt connectors which you can leverage. Other than that, if this doesn't support your business cause, then what you do is create your own custom connector. Next comes AI Builder. With AI Builder, you get artificial intelligence into your applications. Dataverse is the database behind Power Apps, and PowerFX and managed environment. These are other topics that we can discuss in a different session. We will now talk about AI Builder overview. Now, AI Builder is a part of the Power Platform that allows you to bring artificial intelligence into your Power Apps. Now, it's a wizard style, so it's like very easy to do. You don't need a very hi-fi knowledge because the models are already being created. If there is some customization required, then you create those customization on top of it. You don't need a coding knowledge for it, or you don't need a specialized knowledge to create all these things. It's very straightforward. There are two types of models. One is a pre-built model. You can almost compare it with instant noodles. Now, why I'm saying all these things? Because for me, it's always easy to remember things if I connect it with real world things. So instant noodles, what we do, we add some water and we eat it. Like warm water, hot water, and we eat it. So it's like all done for us. On the contrary, Custom models are the models where we need to train the model. We need to change the fields of the documents and other things that we are trying to get out of that particular model. So here comes like actual cooking, where you cook the noodles, you give the different vegetables, you give different types of meats or seafood, etc., etc. So that comes custom model. There comes the concept of custom model. Now, these models are broadly classified into different categories. Now, you see something called document. So there are 4 broad categories. One is like document, vision, prediction, and language. Now, these documents, like under documents, what happens is like whatever document processing is done, we categorize them under document category. So like form processing, receipt processing, invoice processing, or maybe business card, or maybe identity processing, identity document processing. These are all under document processing. Vision is like object detection. So if you say, if there is something like say, I would say it's used to identify and count objects. So as a good example of this can be object detection on retail shelves, I would say, like say you go to Woolies or to Coles or any other retail shop, retail grocery, and you see like packs of maybe there are tons of Coke bottles there and on the shelf. Now you want to keep a count on that. You just click on that. You use this model to basically take a picture of that and check how many are there on the shelf. So that's one, can be used for inventory management system and for using the object detection. Text recognition is another important thing where what we do is like from a particular image, we can actually extract the texts from that particular image. Sentiment prediction comes like prediction model is looks like the historical data. So whatever data you have provided, it takes into account these data are all saved in the dataverse. And now when you give this, when you train the model, it checks on these historical data and then provide different results. Now it can handle binary outcomes like yes, no, like if this is possible, yes or no, or it can provide multiple outcomes like what is the tendency, like this is the weather today. Do you think it's going to rain? So it can be either yes or no, or it can be 3, like it can partially rain, or it's like it's not going to rain. So all those different prediction models can be run through prediction. Now, category classification, on the other hand, is a custom model that can read from different text and classify them into predefined categories. So there are different categories. What you can do is like it will read through the text, get the information, put it into different categories. So there are more than 200 categories available. Now, entity extract information, there is another thing. This is basically, entity is basically a phase that you want to be extracted from your particular document. So here it comes into picture. Does it make sense? Oh, good, then I will go to the next topic. Now, these AI builder is basically it's not free. It's a premium thing, and hence you need to have license for the AI builder. Either it's like it's not a license, I would say more specifically say AI credits to use this. Now, for now, what you can do is to try out, you can actually go for trial licenses. So how you do that? All the details are given here in the Microsoft Learn page. But what you can do is once you click on make.powerapps.com and you go to the AI Hub, there will be a banner which will come on top, which say that, okay, do you want to start with your trial license, like trial period. That's a 30 days period where you will be able to create these applications, create these models, use these models in your apps and flows, and check out all the AI capabilities. Now let's get our hand a little bit dirty and we will go to a live demo where I'll take you through like where AI Builder is and how we can use that. For that, I will need to stop this one and let me open my So here is the homepage of make.powerapps.com. Okay. Now here, from here, what we need to do is we need to go to AI Hub. For that, click on More and AI Hub. There is a pin button here with which you can pin it to your left-hand navigation menu. So here I'm pinning it here, then I'm just clicking on AI Hub. Now, this AI Hub has different AI models. Now, if I click on these AI models and click on all, what you will see is there different sorts of models that comes into picture. The one tagged as custom models are the models which you need to feed data to them, train them, and then only you can use it. On the contrary, pre-built models are the models which are already been created for you. It has already been trained with the data, and if your business requirement actually falls in that scenario, you can actually use the pre-built model. Now, say I would say extract all text. Now, let's take one or two examples from here so that we understand how it works. Now, extract all information from a text. What happens is, say I upload a picture. So it tells like, okay, these are the photos that is coming, like this is the image. And from this, we can generate these texts, extract these texts. So let's check. Which one was that? Text recognition, Coke. Let me upload this bottle. Yeah, you see this one, it was able to find like two words from here. And this can be used mainly in scenarios where you want to say, so this happened with one of my customers. So what they were looking for is like, so in the retail shop, where there are elderly people who come to the shop and it's very hard to read through the small prints. So they can't, they are not able to find like whether it's allergen, it has allergen properties and stuff inside it. So this can actually help because this can actually extract those information from that particular image that they capture and then convey it to the person who's there. Now, once you get this, you can actually use this model in an app or a flow. Next, let's check extract information from receipts. Say if I am trying to, so there is something called receipt, and so that's my receipt, and let's see how what we get out of it. So you see the merchant name, merchant address, merchant phone number, transaction date, what are the different things that is, what are the different purchases that was done, which is a table, which is in a table format. And then what was the total, what was the tip and like subtotal, tip and a total. So you get all the details. Now, where does this comes into picture? It comes into picture in case of expense management. So maybe you want to upload some expense details. So what you can do is like you can use this to upload any invoice. Once you are actually uploading an invoice, these things actually will go through the invoice details and will get the specific things that are required for that expense management thing. This is here as well. You can use it. You can use them in the apps and flows. Now, extract information from identity documents. Now, what happens is like you can basically identity documents is like a driver's license or maybe a passport or anything. So this one's identity document. If I click on that, see, it's able to check this invoice, this particular identity document, and is able to find out what was the last name, what was the first name, and all the details. So these models are already trained to check through all these things and extract the exact information that me as a developer would be looking for. So you don't need to do it, just directly use it in your apps and flows. Next comes Now, these are the ones that has been already pre-built. Now, what we can do, we can try using something where we want some custom information to be there. Now, let me open a file for you guys. Just give me a moment. Now, can you see that there are AI Builder and then there is something called invoices. So I have two companies, okay? One is Contoso and one is Adatum. So those two has like, so for training, we will need at least 5 invoices. So here there are 5 invoices, and then there is some test where with which you can actually test this invoice, like whether it's working or not. Now, what we will do is we will create a model which will basically work as a model with different collections, like the invoices for Contoso is different from the other company. So what we will do is like we will create one collection, one model. Now what this is the custom model that I was trying to do, like extract information from invoices. Now, if I click on this, there are two options. Use pre-built model. So if my invoice already contains these data like customer address, customer name, and there are no additional data required from me to extract from that particular attachment of for that particular form, then what we do is like we use the pre-built model. But in case there are some additional informations that I want to get out of that particular form, then we use the custom model. Now I'll click on custom model. Let's save and close, and then just give me a moment. I will extract from invoice, create custom model. So here, if it's a fixed template document, like the template is same for all the invoices, we use this one, or else we will use for this purpose, we will be using the invoices. Next, we will go here and we'll see what are the fields available. So these fields basically capture those particular data. So here you see amount due, invoice total. Now, if I open one of the this one downloads one of the invoices, you will see that it doesn't have customer number and shipping added to it. Okay, so I want to capture that one as well. So what I will do is I will go back to my Power App and add two fields. Say number field, and then next is this is customer phone. That should be added, number field, and then I will add another field that was shipping. Okay, now next go back and let's check the other like invoice from the other document. Okay, so if I go back to Adatum and open one of the instances, you will see salesperson is another important factor that has been added in this particular invoice. So I have to add salesperson as one of the fields which is not there other than the default ones. So let's go and add salesperson to it. So let it be text field. And then done. Now, once you go next, it will tell you to add these documents to your collection to train the model. So you can create two collections. One is like, say, I name it Contoso. And then another one called Editum. I believe it's Editum. Yeah. Now what I will do is like we need to add documents to it so that I can train my model with the documents that are being like the sample documents. Like add my devices, and then I will go to that particular invoices folder. So I'm doing Editum first, train, and I will add 5 of this. A minimum of 5 is required. So the more you put in as a sample document, the better it is to understand that, like the accuracy increases. Give it some time to load. The same happens for Contoso as well. So let's add few documents there. So once this is done, we will go to the next screen where we need to tag the particular fields that we want. So here it says like your Contoso documents has 5 documents to review. That means the tagging is not proper. Now what I can do is like I can select this particular field because I want it to be customer phone number. And also there is something called this one, which was the shipping one that we added as one of the fields. There is another field called salesperson. So if you go to one of these, where is the salesperson? Yeah, this one. Click on the 3 ellipses. You can either select not available in this document or not available in this collection. So if you are using it for the same organization, so what you do is not available for the same collection. So for all the other documents, it will not look for that particular field. So once you see this purple checkbox on a particular document, you are rest assured that that document is been verified, it's reviewed, and it's good to go. The same thing we need to do for all the other documents. Say we will select this one and then make it as a phone number, and then maybe this one and make it into shipping. See, it's not asking me for that customer salesperson details anymore because we have already explicitly mentioned that it's not available for this collection. We will do the same process. Just bear with me for some time. See, all the documents has been marked, reviewed. So we will go back from here and we'll open the other one, that is Editum. Once we go in here, you will see that the other 2 columns that we have been marking there, like the shipping and the customer phone number, it's not valid anymore. So what we will do is like we'll try to find that customer phone number field here, not available in the collection, and shipping as well, not available in the collection. Done. Now what I need to do is like, see Jacob Stephenson, this one is not mentioned anywhere, like it's not tagged properly. So what we will do is like, this is the salesperson. The same thing. This is the salesperson. You click on next. So it will tell you like 2 collections added. These are the things like, so in 5 documents, it found out like salesperson, whereas invoice ID was found in all 10 documents. So these are the additional fields which were found in only few of the documents and few were not there. So this is what is mentioned, like where what was found. Now what we need to do is like we need to train our model. Once the training is done, the training takes a few, like some time to train because it's not huge document and stuff. So it won't take like more than 2 minutes. Once that is done, we can actually test one of the documents, like one of the test documents and check if it's able to extract the information from them. So it's still on training.
Kevin, I can see you have your hands up. Please feel free to go ahead.
I had a question. So when you were tagging the salesperson to train the model,
Mhm.
are you when you tag it, is it training it based on like the position of the text, or is it training it on like the context? So, for example, let's say in some of the documents, the salesperson field was on the right side of the page. Would the model understand that, or would you have to also give it examples where the salesperson could be on the left or the right side of the document?
You need to give documents for that, upload documents for that. Even if like it's the invoice number, even maybe it's not the salesperson, even if it's the invoice number, what happens is like sometimes it's not able to match the exact positioning. So what it does is like we need to upload new documents for that so that it's easier for them to understand.
Okay, thanks.
Next, this model is done. Next, let's open it. Now, once this is done, what we need to do is like we need to publish this. Okay. So to be used in any apps or flows. So you see that these are the like these are the accuracy of the detection. Like it's 99% accurate that these are the fields that are being that could be extracted from the document. Now, these are the ones that we have created, not the default ones. So there are other fields as well, but it's not showing that. It's only showing the one that's been created or it's different. So like items, like the ones that we have created, like the shipping, like salesperson, customer phone, etc. Now we can quick test the model here. Say I upload from my device and I'll go to Contoso and test one. So it's currently able to get the invoice number. then just as you hover on it, you will see like invoice date, due date, and other details, amount due, and other like the items, which is basically a collection. It's basically a table that is also populated, and other details like the shipping address, like the customer's name, ID, like customer's name, address, phone number, etc., are also being detected. The same thing can be done with the other organizations. We can do a quick test on that one as well. Upload from device. And then you go to invoices, editor, and then test. Then you click on open. And you see that these green marks means those are the fields that were selected or could be extracted from the document. Let's close this. Now you can use this model in your apps or in your flows. Okay. Now I am not showing you those steps because there is some transient issues going on right now, but you can actually by clicking on this, this particular model gets integrated into your app, and you can use that, and like that particular model dot results dot something, like the particular value that you are looking for, you can click on that, and those values will be populated in your particular like in your Canvas app. Otherwise, what you can do is like you can create a submit button or something like that, with which you can actually upload those details, whatever you are receiving on this particular model, to your Dataverse table, or maybe a SharePoint site, or maybe somewhere else, like on other data sources as well. That is pretty much it from the AI Builder stuff. Let me open the presentation once more. Now, there are lots of resources which are available for you to study, to go through. Like there are lots of people like the MVPs, like, Microsoft has been hugely promoting the MVPs, who has been relentlessly working in the background to create amazing videos, amazing contents for you guys. And these are the MVPs who has done a huge amount of work in the Power App space, like Shane Young, Lisa Crosby, Reza Durrani. Go through their videos. These are exceedingly best. And there are other Microsoft Learn contents that you can go through. There, I have given all the links here. Just let me know if you have any question on any of these things. For the 6th September, that is next, we will be having a session on build a Power Platform solution and deploy it in Power Platform using Power Platform pipelines. I'll be delivering, and Stephen will be supporting me on that. Hope to see you there. And that's it. Thank you.